Hi Libra, and welcome to your horoscope for October 2023. Thanks for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. We've got a big month here in October. We've got two eclipses which are going to influence all of us for the next 6 months. So I just want to look at how that translates for you guys, Libra specifically. The first thing that's really significant here in October is that on the 5th, Mercury, the communication planet, goes into your sign of Libra and it stays there for the rest of the month. So that's really important because Mercury is the communication planet. It governs your perspective, the way you communicate, the way other people communicate. And with it being in Libra, it's very much about bringing people together, connecting, working through issues instead of picking an argument, you know what I mean? So you'll find that communication with other people this month is much easier for you than it usually would be. If you're a Libra who works creatively, you're not going to be stumped for creative kind of material to produce. If you have a job or a situation where there are a lot of other people involved, where there's lots of discussion and communication going on, you're going to have a really nice month where there's little room for argument or things going awry. On the 9th of October, we have Venus, your ruler, and the planet of love and beauty and creativity. That goes into Virgo. So Virgo is ruled by Mercury, the communication planet, and Mercury has two settings, right? When Mercury is in Gemini, the switch is on the outward position and it's I speak, I communicate, I express myself. When Mercury is in Virgo, the switch is on the inward position and it's I listen, I assess, I learn, and I gather information in order to create meaning. So with Venus in Virgo, you're much more receptive to kind of creative ideas coming in. And then the other thing with Virgo is that it's an earth sign. So with your ruler being in an earth sign, it means that you're able to take your ideas and express them in some sort of tangible, physical way much more easily. So if you, again, are a creative type, a writer, a painter, an artist, a performer, that's going to work very nicely for you. On the 10th of October, we have Pluto, the planet of transformation and change. That goes direct. So it appears to move forward again, and it's in Capricorn at 27. So when it comes to making changes in your living situation, your home life, your most intimate relationships, you'll be interested in doing that. So it's kind of interesting because you find communication very easy. At the same time, Venus in Virgo is going to make you kind of pay attention to what is being said. And I think if something is said that is like a deal breaker or that makes you react in a negative way, I don't think you're going to be very eager to speak up immediately and to react. I think you're going to be much more likely to kind of take that in, to process it, to give yourself time to digest it. And then I think you're going to feel compelled or entitled or confident to make big decisions about your relationships based on what you've discovered to work and not work. So pay attention to kind of the thoughts you're having around other people in your life, because I think around the 10th of October, you'll want to take action on that. So let's say in the first 10 months, I realized that my husband really doesn't care about my feelings at all, and he even says like to hell with your feelings because he just doesn't care. I'm going to digest that and pay attention to it, and then around the 10th of October, well, if I'm with someone who doesn't care about my feelings whatsoever, maybe I should kick him out, and maybe I'm entitled to do that. And of course, only you can decide that, but that's along the lines I think this is going to kind of progress. We also have the personal planets all direct. So Mars, Mercury, Venus, they're all moving forward. So when it comes to your creativity, your drive, your ability to communicate, there's no issue there. On the 12th of October, we have Mars going into Scorpio. Mars is ambition and drive. And in Scorpio, it's very different now. It means that you become interested in your practical circumstances, how you create an income, how you create security for yourself. And you'll have a strong feeling around that, whether you're comfortable with your situation or whether it needs to change. If it does need to change, I think there's going to be no stopping you, and you'll jump right into kind of making things different, either by creating a new source of income or changing jobs. And the interesting thing is that Mars in Scorpio opposes Jupiter in Taurus and Uranus and Taurus on the other side of the chart. So when it comes to you, going into organizations or establish things that are established on their own, an employer, a business, a group, I feel like the doors will swing open. So if you're looking to make changes in your work, in your income, around the middle of the month, really please look into that, because there are going to be lots of opportunities waiting for you. So there's a rhyme and reason why you're assessing and saying, okay, something needs to change, because you can actually change it, right? You're not just being tortured here. On the 14th of October, we've got a new moon in Libra. So the new moon is when the moon goes pitch black and it pulls lots of energy in to start its next 28-day cycle. And in this case, it's pulling in your energy, your Libra energy, and it's interrupted because this is a solar annular eclipse. So the new moon is interrupted by that process. The way it's going to look is we've got the sun, the earth, and the moon in the middle. The moon is going to be in front of the sun, but it doesn't cover all of it. So it's in front of the sun, but there's a ring of fire around it. The moon is smaller than the sun, looks-wise. So it's interesting because it's like it's like putting a lid on a pot. The pot doesn't go anywhere. It's just kind of being contained for the time being. And I think that builds a lot of pressure. And when the eclipse is over, for the next 6 months, you have access to all this Libra energy, which is your energy. So I think your relationship with yourself over the next 6 months is really going to improve. As in, this is what I accept and don't accept, and I'm not going to compromise on that, and I'm going to say this is the way it is. So I think Libra, you really feel entitled to lay down the law here in October and for the next 6 months, which is great, because relationship wise you're good anyway. So if someone is trying to gaslight you, you're not going to be at any risk of like playing into that. On the 22nd of October, we've got Mercury going into Scorpio. So the focus on how do I work? Am I being paid enough? Is this work I enjoy? That becomes even more intense and urges you to make more changes. So any Libras who are kind of trying to suss out how they actually feel about their job, or have already decided, you know what, I need to get out of this situation and into another one. The understanding is available, but then also the doors opening and actually making the change. Both of those things are supported for you guys specifically. Same thing on the 24th, when the sun goes into Scorpio, it joins your Mercury in midheaven and Mars in Ceres. So it's like the way, it's almost like, it's not just a job. What I'm doing and what I'm being paid for is like almost an assessment of my value. And you're going to take that very seriously. And if it doesn't coincide with the way you see your own value for yourself, then that's what's going to prompt you to make a change. And I would suggest, with all these doors opening, that if you even get an inkling of making any of those changes, please do, because you're really being pushed into that direction. Finally, at the end of the month, on the 28th of October, we have a full moon in Taurus. Again, that's interrupted because it's an eclipse. This is a partial lunar eclipse. So again, the moon isn't completely blacked out. It's just partially hidden. The full moon is when the moon kind of releases itself, or releases all the energy that it's been using to build up, right? And it gives us its energy. And this is Taurus energy, which is your cousin, I suppose. It's ruled by Venus, the same way you guys are. And it's next to Jupiter in Taurus and Uranus in Taurus. So if you want to join any club, if you want to get into any business, if you want to get your foot in the door in any new industry, or you want to do an internship in something, the door is wide open. So any Libras who are looking to make new connections and who are looking to change course or direction, it's your month to do that, seriously. Wide open. So you're going to not just have one option, you'll have lots of options to choose from. So I hope that gives you an idea of what you'll be working with here in October. It looks like a fabulous month. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on the button that says book your reading to order your reading with me. In my personal readings, I use astrology, the tarot, numerology, and my intuition. I combine all four to answer any questions you may have. So if you're not sure about your life purpose, or how to create an income, or who you can trust, or relationships, what's coming up in future, health, education, travel, anything at all, please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and share the video online. Check out some of my other videos, the full moons, the new moons. Oh, and during these eclipses, I am going to make separate videos on these to go into even more detail. So check out those. Have a fabulous month, and I'll speak to you soon. All the best.